Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a great day. So, last week we read two articles about vertebrates and invertebrates. We learned that animals that are considered a vertebrate, they have a backbone, and animals that are invertebrate, they have no backbone. Okay, and then the second article that we read about was amphibians. And we read that there are tons of different types of amphibians around the world. So today we are going to read about insects. What is an insect? What do they have? What do they look like? How many are there? Okay, so before we start reading, let's look at our article. We have our picture and the caption underneath. We have words to know. We have chitin, antenna. We have molt and nymph. Then we have did you know fact boxes. We will come back to our words to know whenever we read them in the article. Okay, and then we also learned that these little questions right here, or these bolded part, is called the subheading, and it's going to tell us a little bit about what's inside of these little paragraphs right here. Okay, so let's read this article and then we'll go through these questions and see what we need to do. So remember to zoom in, I'm going to push Control minus, and it is going to make the pieces around smaller, but it's going to increase this size right here. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time. Nope, two more times. There we go. Okay, so read with me incredible insects. Insects are invertebrates. Their bodies have three main sections: head, thorax, abdomen. All insects have 6 legs and antennas. So right here, and there's the antennas. So this subheading says, what is an insect? An insect is an invertebrate, which means it does not have a backbone. They have an exoskeleton made of something called chitin. I know this word looks really weird. It's CH, but it's like kite in, like a kite that you would fly, and then the word in. So chitin means slowly excreting a new exoskeleton. Okay. Their bodies have 3 sections: the head, thorax, and abdomen. The thorax is the middle section, kind of like their chest. The abdomen is the bottom section of the insect, kind of like their stomach. So when the author created this article, they are comparing this insect to what we can relate to, the chest and the stomach. Okay, so that's a good comparison so we can understand. Some insects have wings. All insects have 6 legs and antenna. Okay, so let's pause right here and go to this word antenna. Movable feelers on the top of an insect's head. The antennae are the insect's nose and are used for the sense of smell. So it's like their nose. Okay, let's come back to our article. Antennas look like long, thin sticks coming out of the insect's head. Insects use their antenna to sense what is going on around them. There are over 1 million types of insects. Wow, that is a lot. Okay, so here's our next subheading. How do insects grow? All insects hatch from eggs. When insects are born, they are called nymphs. Okay, let's pause right there. Come over here to the word nymph. A young insect that has almost the same form as the adult. Okay. Some insects molt as they grow. Oh, let's see. Molt means to peel off the outside coat of skin, feathers, or fur. All right, so they molt. This means that they will shed their old skin and grow new, harder skin. They will continue to molt until they have grown an exoskeleton. Some insects will go into a pupa stage. The pupa stage is a period of time when the nymph will not move so that it can change and grow. Okay, do you know what kind of example that they're going to use? Good, an insect of a butterfly. For example, the caterpillars go into a cocoon and change into a butterfly right here. Okay, we're almost done. Let's keep reading. Where do they live? Insects live everywhere in the world. Some insects like to live alone, and some like to live in groups. For example, bees and ants like to live in large groups. They will work together to build homes, take care of nymphs, and gather food. Okay, last subheading. What do they eat? Insects eat a variety of things. About half of all insects are herbivores. Ooh, do you remember what herbivore means? Good, let's keep reading. Which means that they eat plants. They might eat leaves, seeds, nectar, or wood. I think that was supposed to be eat. For example, bees eat nectar and caterpillars eat leaves. Some insects are carnivores, which means that they eat meat. For example, lice and mosquitoes drink blood. Horseflies like to eat flesh. However, since insects are so small, they do not kill their prey. They just take a small bite and then leave. All right, so that was very interesting about insects. There are over 1 million different types. They live anywhere in the world. We talked about how they molt and they change their skin. All right, did you know dragonflies can fly backwards? Flies only live for about 14 days or 2 weeks. Very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to go to this second slide right here, and we're going to talk about what I want you to work on. So this is reading comprehension check. What that means is, do you understand what we just read? So you're going to use the incredible ants to answer the questions. So please go back to the article to help you understand what you are reading and to find your evidence. So number 1 says, insects live only in a few places in the world. You're going to type right here, true or false, and then tell me a sentence from the article that helped you figure that out. Remember to use complete sentences right here. Number 2, flies live for up to 1 year before they die. True or false? Tell me how you know this. All insects have 6 legs and antennas. Right here, true or false? Tell me how you know this. Pretty simple. The last one, it says use incredible insects to answer the questions. Highlight the sentences in the article that answers the questions. So what you can do here is you're going to read the question and then we're going to go back and highlight. And so we'll practice one of these together. It says, how does paragraph 4 show what insects eat? All insects hatch from eggs. Insects are invertebrates. Some insects are carnivores. Some insects are herbivores. So let's go back to look at paragraph 4 to show what insects eat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this says what do they eat? Right here. Oh, this one's talking about herbivores and carnivores. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is I need to zoom out so I can get my highlighter tool. And I know where I'm going to highlight. So I'm going Okay, it says to highlight, but there's no tool for highlighting up here. So what you can do is just underline the information. Okay, so we want to underline the herbivores. Oh, that line's a little crooked. There we go. And then to make it darker and bolder, you click on the border weight. So say we want, 8. You can even box it off right there. Let me click on this line again and the line weight. There we go. If that box is in your way, you can create that box, and that has your right here, and that's how I can see where you're at. As long as you are telling Miss Harris and I where you found your information, you can use a box, you can use a line, you can create a shape and color it in. I want to create another line for the carnivores. It's okay, lines are a little crazy and wonky, no worries. As long as you can see kind of where you're thinking. All right, and then this would be my answer. So same thing, I can create just a shape, and I'm going to, this is my answer right here. Whenever you're up here, you can change the color Okay, that's my answer. Pretty simple. This one you're going to type on. Same thing here is you're going to color this in. If you can't figure out how to color this in, then just add a text box, which is right here, and then you can type in your answer. Again, if you want to create this shape, how I did this green circle, you're going to click on the little shape button, whichever shape you want. Okay. And then to color it in, make sure it's highlighted, and then click this little fill color, and that's where you can put that. Okay, wherever you want your answer. When you go back and show where you found it, you can create a shape again, or you can do a line. So choose one of those two options. Highlighting is not an option on this, but we'll make it work. Okay, guys, you've got this. Remember, you have 2 days to complete this. When you are finished, please share with Miss Harris or I, whoever your reading teacher is. Have a great day, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.